Do you actually prioritize and care about your mental health? Because I could go on about how it's very good for fitness. On a real note, it's so much more valuable than that. Your entire life quality comes down to the state of your mental being. I want to talk about it because recently my mental health has been probably the worst as I've been. I'm not extremely depressed, I'm not sad, anything like that, but my mental state has been significantly worse for this later part of the year, early 2026, and it has definitely been affecting my lifts, but also my entire life as well. As soon as I started upping the calories, allowing myself to eat more and eat basically what I wanted, because I was like, oh wait, getting more calories in, so that means I can eat whatever I want. My physique was always something I could come back to. It was always something that I was really proud of, and no one could take it away from me. I'm like 6 kg lighter than my heaviest, and I'm still too heavy for my liking. A comment that my friend would make, like, we were in the car, and he said something, and it was genuinely nothing. Like, I know for a fact, right, if I turn around to me, he wouldn't even remember that he said it, he would forget, or he'd be like, yeah, what's wrong with that? Like, there's nothing wrong with it. And he would explain it in a way that would completely make sense. But even the things that are completely fine to say, you overthink. Did you say that for that reason? Oh my God, they didn't reply to what I said. Does that mean that, I'm not as important as the rest of them? Are they leaving me out? Are they singling me out? But at the same time, they asked me to come out and spend time with them, so that makes no fucking sense. And you're just overthinking absolutely everything. I always think people are looking at me in the gym, and not for the good reasons that you may think. Like, you could literally just be grabbing a barbell and moving it over, or putting plates on the bench and walking back and forth, and I look up and I see that guy staring at me, she's staring at me, that guy's looking at me, that guy looking at me, and they're just glancing around the room. How many times do you glance around the room in the gym and make eye contact with someone? So many times they're just glancing around the room, but for some reason, my head thought that it was a bad thing. Oh, what, I've done this wrong. Have I got a stain on my pants? Have I said something? It's just my brain's being weird because of my poor mental health, And it genuinely does not only impact your fitness and your muscle growth and stuff, which is why I'm telling you it now, but your entire life, which is significantly more important. I wanted to just take this time to be real, because if one of you on the other side of the screen is going through this, like, it will be worth me to share and expose everything that I've been feeling, because I just want to help people, basically. I'm so much more likely to do things that aren't productive. I wake up and I scroll on my phone, which I would never do. I'd waste like an hour or two consistently in the morning, every single morning, for weeks and weeks on end recently. So many bad habits I'm falling into. So I played video games the other day for the first time. I've not played video games like a year and a half. And I don't think it's a coincidence that these bad habits have risen because of my poor mental health. I found it difficult to be consistent going to the gym in the past couple of weeks. And when I tell you that was never a problem for me, that's not been a problem for me for 2 years. I've never, it's weird, I've never had the inclination of, I don't want to go to the gym. Like that feeling of, you're probably familiar with it. I don't want to go gym, I don't want to go gym, I don't want to go gym. That feeling, that hadn't occurred to me in like 2 years, because I genuinely enjoyed it so much. It was like the best part of my day, and I struggled to take rest days sometimes. And that feeling came back, and I think it is because of my poor mental health. So I always particularly felt this on my shoulder press, and I don't even know why, but I remember just being under the shoulder press bar, unwrap it from the Smith machine, like doing 1 or 2 reps and going, I just can't be arsed. And when you think, I can't be arsed, I guarantee you're getting 2 less reps than what you actually could have. Because when it gets difficult, you're like, when you can't be arsed, you're like, oh my God, this is hard. And you just believe that you're not going to get it. You know what I mean? Whereas if you're up for it, you're like, yeah, it's fucking difficult. Come on, let's go. I'm going to get it. But when you can't be arsed, it's like, and the weight feels heavier, and the weight's not moving anywhere near, and you're cheating on the form and everything like that. So the rate of progressive overload decreased because of that. And a very dangerous trap that I could have fell into, that I'm so glad I'm aware of not, is if this continued, if this rate of progressive overload kept on worsening and worsening and worsening, I would have confused it for blaming it on my cut, because then I wouldn't have got lean, and then my mental health would have got worse, and then I would have wanted to die, right? So not literally, but you get my point. The whole vibe of the session's worse, and I think this links in with consistency. Because I was enjoying myself less in the gym, I didn't want to go. That's why. And the vibe was worse. Me and my friend and partner, we always have a laugh. We always have a great laugh. And I remember being like, back to the session where I was just up for hours, hype, and I was having a laugh. And it was great, and I never wanted to leave. And then recently, it's just gone away. We would talk less. We kind of just stare into space. We wouldn't really say anything. Yeah, we trained hard, but it was just fucking so much worse. The vibe was off, and then we both just wanted to be inconsistent. I remember, like, significantly on more times, we would talk to each other and be like, I can't be asked going today, I can't be asked. We'd still go and hold each other accountable, which I'm so grateful for. The fire wasn't there. The, like, extra oomph, the pizzazz to the session wasn't there. We just didn't really feel like it. And then also a couple of things that you wouldn't have expected. Like, I would lose focus significantly. I would forget what rep I was on. I'd forget how many reps I was on. It'd be significantly harder for me to track my rep. Not trying to improve my form would get sloppy. Of course, I'm not going to build muscle at that stage. Of course, I'm not going to. It just caused significantly worse sessions. So that's how it impacts your entire fitness journey. That's exactly how it impacted for me. It can impact for you worse or better. That's the scary thing. You don't actually know. You may even have bad mental health right now and you don't actually know because you've been in it for so long. Like, it's crazy. Like, some of you right now could be with this, be like relating to all the situations, all the stories that I've just told you, everything that I've just said. And you don't know any different. You really don't. And I think that's one really, really sad way to live. But two is a bit of hope, because if you can be consistent in the gym now, and you can be semi-happy in your life now with all this baggage that you've got going on in your head, imagine if you just alleviated the baggage. Like, you're going to be so much happier. So that's what I want to teach you today. This is going to be what I think has caused this and what solutions I'm going to take. And then I'll come back to you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks time, I'll come back and I'll see how it's affected me. But the causes, the biggest cause for me is lack of social life. This year, I didn't want to go to university and all my friends did. So they all went. They all judged me for not going. You know, some people say it is jokes and don't mean it. Some people say it is jokes and mean it. Who am I to tell? I don't know people's intentions. But what I do know is it feels the fucking same. It all feels the same. I hate it. And that is worse in my social life significantly. And I think this is the biggest thing. I was so happy in the summer of 2025 because I was around people all the time. Some holidays, I actually was still in school, but I finished my exams. So it was kind of that point in like time where, you know, you've done all the exams, so the stress is over and you're just chatting with everyone. You're in a vibrant social circle every single day. You're going out, weather's great, everyone's out, everyone's doing something. You go on holiday, you meet new people, you have good relationships, you speak to new... Honestly, it was brilliant. And now everyone's going to uni. It's winter. It's died down as it does naturally. So is the social life. And I feel that's significantly worse in my life. A lot of my friends around me would go and party and stuff like that. And it's fucking awesome doing it every now and then. I fucking love it. Honestly, you know what? I really do love it. I'm not one of those people that reject it and say I hate it doing that. I actually really enjoy going out. I love going up to people, getting rejected by a girl, fucking you, and then going and being successful as someone else. I enjoy the laughs and the banter with mates while being pissed at like 3 a.m. I enjoy the Lucky's trip before the Uber home that is way too overpriced. I'd rather take a tiny hit to my potential, but enjoy my life on the way, you know? That's just how I believe it. And I was being so much less productive when I would indulge in the degenerate habits as I go on, and that mean that I had a worse social life. But that worsened my mental health significantly. So have a good social life. Effectively, I'll teach how I'm going to figure that out in a minute. I already talked about bulking. Bulking is another thing, the second big thing that I thought. Like I said, my body image was the only thing that I had on my belt. The only thing that I felt proud of. The only thing that I felt like I was actually good at. I was very passionate about. And it went in a couple of months. At the start, it was great. I knew what I want. I was getting bigger. I was still maintaining my abs, you know, lifts were going up great. I got hooked on trying to hit PR after PR after PR after PR. When in reality, it didn't mean much to me. I thought about this the other day. You're striving for a PR. You're putting your body through genuine, strenuous pain, unhealthy body fat percentage. You're eating way too much food that you're struggling to stomach down that you're forcing yourself to eat. You don't even want to be this heavy. You don't feel good at this heavy. Your brain isn't working properly because you're this heavy. You want to, like, your mental health is literally deteriorating. What, for 120 kg bench press? So you can tell your powerlifting friend that you're nearly as strong as him? Is it worth it? And I sat myself down, right? My philosophy was, I'm going to hit my 120 kg PR and bench press and then I'm going to cut. Hit 120 kg bench, hit 180 kg squat, and then I'll cut. And then I realised, it's getting closer and closer to summer. What am I going to do? What if I hit a PR in March, April, and then I've left it too late and now I can't cut and then I don't want to be as lean as what I could be for summer? Forget what everyone says. Forget always to build your muscle. Do you actually want it? What's your goal? Where will you be the most happy? I'm most happy when I'm shredded and I am lean all year round. I've known this now. I've done a bulk to then give me the fucking evidence that I hate bulking. So it's not even a cope. It's a genuine fact, right? I fucking hate bulking. I don't want to get that fat ever. I'll increase the body fat slightly, maybe to 12, 13%, but not 15, 17, 18%. Fuck that. Fuck that. I'd rather be lean all year round, right? So I will stay lean. And if that doesn't agree with the fucking scientists of the world about how to build the most fucking muscle, I don't care. Fuck them. Fuck them. My head is much more valuable than my body. That's just what I live by. And I'm so glad that this just came, like, your body image matters so much, bro. And it will affect your mental health so much. So, yeah, another reason that I put my health was because of my bulking for validation from other people. Not worth it. And then finally, it was just scrolling. I talked to you before about how I was scrolling my phone all the fucking time. I talked to you before about wasting my mornings. And that was worse than my mental health. 2 hours of my day gone. Well, starting a percentage. 2 hours and 24. I don't fucking know, bro. Look, it's a lot, is what I'm trying to say. And wasting my day, dopamine receptors getting spiked, so now I don't want to do the things that I know I should be doing, like recording this video. and yeah, making my life significantly worse. Conversations are not anywhere near as present. Overthinking increases, anxiety increases because I'm seeing physiques online that are better than mine, and they're younger and they're stronger and they're leaner and they're natural and their fucking haircut's better than mine. Oh my god, dye your eyebrows and fucking whiten your teeth, bro. Like, fuck my life, especially with black pill content as well. Like, it's been worse than my mental health, 100%. You'll see someone online say you need to whiten your teeth, and no, you never look at your teeth the same. They're the same colour, but to you, they're more yellow after watching one video. How does that make sense? You know? So, scrolling has definitely been a big problem. Instead of whining and moaning about all this shit, I'll come up with some solutions. And I think that these are genuinely going to improve. So, first of all, I wrote them down so I didn't forget. Increase intention, not only in the gym, but in my social life as well. Family, friends in the evenings. And the reason why they're in the evenings is because I want to still have a productive day. I want to still get this work done. I want to still help you boys. I want to still grow this business, grow this channel. I want to actually make some money so I can alleviate a lot of the financial stress that I've got, which is contributing to my poor mental health. And I'll be honest with you and say that I want money. And that's why I've got my course in the description. I think that, yeah, I love helping people, but bro, I want to make a business out of it too, you know? And that's why I charge what I charge. And I think it's significantly cheaper than everyone else because I'm a new YouTuber, new on the block, whatever the fuck you want to say. But I think my methods genuinely work. I know they work. I just got my dad in the gym. My brother's seen the best progress he's ever seen. My training partner up this squat like by 60 kg in 3 months, bench by 30. He looks insanely better because of what we do. I've got a client online, the editor. Hopefully he's just high here. He's just getting involved in it now and he's starting to see the progress. He's starting to get the systems in place and we're going to see some great progress if he actually locks in and hit legs, bro. And yeah, so I wanted to do all this, and so I would say that I would do my social events in the evening. And here's the interesting part: I don't care if they're fuck, I can't say that word, degenerate or not. If they're degenerate, I'm still doing it because I think the degeneracy, but a better social life, will have a more positive impact on my life than no degeneracy and no social life. Look, hopefully I can get to a point in my life where I've got friends around me that aren't degenerates, but around the scenario that I am in the Western society, in this country, and everyone's doing the same things, that's very, very unlikely. And I think that I would rather be degenerate with my friends that I actually really like, rather than not be degenerate and have no friends. You know, that's just my opinion. I think that I'll have a better life in my mental health after experiencing both. Like, I've just started incorporating it a little bit more into my life, going out a little bit more, and that's why I'm staying out so late. But I'm happier because of that. I have a great night, and I still got my work done, so shoot me in the fucking foot. I don't care, bro. That's the one thing that I'm having. More social life. And if you're degenerate, it's still fucking happening. I don't care. I'll say that to anyone. Less scrolling. So the thing that I've decided to do this, like deleting the apps that never worked, I would just re-download them. Charge my phone in a separate room. That's one thing. And also, I'll put my alarm on, so I wake up to my phone and my alarm, and I would put it on the opposite side of the room. So that's what I'm going to start doing again now. So I have to physically get up to turn it off because I'm not going to just let that shit ring, bro. It pisses me off. So eventually it'll get me to the point where I have to get out of bed to turn it off. So then I'll be out of bed, I'll be up, and I'll be ready to go. So I'm not laying in bed for an hour or 2 hours every single day. And I would also to try and keep my phone in drawers. Like, I'm not scrolling because my phone's away from me. It's using to record, right? So if that principle still applies, let's say I'm writing or journaling or making a video idea or reading, instead of having my phone here and just grabbing it all the fucking time, slap it in a drawer, slap it in my fucking clothes drawer, slap it in my fucking wardrobe, slap it up there where I can't reach, slap it out my room, out of sight, out of mind. You'll soon forget about it. The fact that it's always in reach means you're always going to grab it, bro. It's a habit that you built your whole life, 2 decades of your life, bro, at least. So that's why I'm going to combat scrolling. And then meditation and non-sleep deep rest. I have been consistent on meditation recently, but it's not been good sessions, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, I sit down and do it, but I kind of sit there and daydream for 5 minutes and don't actually take it seriously. When I look back to periods of my life where I meditated properly and consistently for 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, like I'm only doing 5 minutes at the moment. If I up that to 10 or 15, like, bro, I guarantee my mental health will get so much better than it was when I did that. Bro, I meditated on holiday in front of my friends who didn't even know about it. And I felt great. And I didn't care if they judged me because I felt awesome. So I'm going to get back to doing that. And the one thing I always said is I always had a cope. I would say I'm not meditating for 10 minutes because I can't meditate for 5. But in reality, it's just the same thing over again. Like, that's just a cope. Like, you meditating for 10 minutes is always going to be better than you meditating for 5 because you're sitting in that solitude position for longer. Even if you're daydreaming for that whole extra 5 minutes, eventually you're going to get to a point where you're only daydreaming for 4.5 half of those minutes, and then 4 minutes, and then 3.5 minutes, and eventually it gets better and better and better until you meditate for longer and better quality. So don't go for that quote. And then non-sleep de-rest is kind of this relaxing thing that I do when there was another day that I definitely did. And it would help me just, prepare for better sleep. And better sleep means better mental health, right? So better recovery using MSDR. There's a video on YouTube by Dr. Andrew Huberman. It's like 10 minutes long. Just search up NSDR and Andrew Huberman if you want to watch the video. Pretty fucking good, bro. Like, the first time you'll do it, it'll feel insane. You'll get tingles and you feel awesome and you'll wake up and you'll feel so relaxed. 100% recommend. And then finally, build consistency and productivity towards my goals. So like I said, I would only do degenerate things in the evening because that's when I see that I have free time. But in the morning, I want to take my goals very seriously. And that's why I want to stop scrolling, because I felt like when I scroll, worse is my brain points, worse is my knowledge, and then these videos are worse. So I'm doing you a disservice by doing that. And when I made that link, that's gave me the motivation to stop. And I just want to build consistency and productivity. When I was the most consistent and productive, maybe late 2025, I felt awesome. Even though I was at the heaviest I've ever been, I felt fucking awesome in this realm of my life because I was being consistent and actually making progress. When that progress slowed down, my life came crashing down too. And then I think I'll just research anxiety. I feel like I have a lot of free time. So using that free time to research anxiety will not only improve my dopamine, because research is a massively fucking boring task, but to solve that anxiety would be a massive relief of my pain. Massive relief of my mental distress. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Have a better social life, reduce my scrolling by doing certain tactics like draws and leaving them in other rooms, meditation and SDR, non-sleep, deep rest. Build consistency and productivity towards my goals, hit goals, make some money, buy my fucking course so I can keep getting this goal. Fuck's sake, and research anxiety. They're the things that I want to do. And obviously, I want to help you boys as much as possible. That's very close to my heart. And I feel like I haven't had the chance to do that because no one's bought it yet. And I'm not saying that's your fault and the viewers watching your fault for not buying it. No, that's my fault for not getting out there, not convincing you enough, not making you buy it enough, right? Not convincing you that the price is worth it, not convincing that it's worth it, not convincing that I am real, that I talk about the right things. That is completely on my end, my fault. So I just really hope that, I can convince you to buy this course because it will change your life and it will change your physique, and I'll get so much fulfillment out of that, and that will alleviate my mental stress. So a tip for you: find something you're passionate about, find something you care about, find something that you do the boring tasks like the research, like this, talking to someone, you do the boring things and it's still fun. Find that about yourself and align your life to it. And if you make progress in the thing that you really care about, there's nothing more that you can ask for. That's the epitome of human life. Making genuine progress to a goal that you really care about, that impacts other people, and that you can make money from, and that you can have a living off. That is the true goal. And once you do that, bro, your life will change. When I figured out that this is what I wanted to do, as someone that never knew what he wanted to do at all, ever, when I figured this out, bro, fucking hell, I'm just making progress. Even though I've not made any financial progress in it yet, even though I've not made any real progress, even though I'm still a no one, even though everyone around me is making fun of me for making these fucking videos, even though that's all happening, I still feel great. And it's weird, I still feel great. So I really hope you find that for yourself. And yeah, I know this is a bit more of a real video. There's not really as much value. It's not how to, but I feel like this needed to be said. And I hope that this story and how I'm going about to solve it can impact at least one other person that's watching this. That's all I ask. Genuinely all I ask. And that'll be enough for me. So yeah, sorry for the retention on this. It's going to be awful. Fucking 100% drop off after 10 seconds. Fuck off. Right. Hopefully the one person that's at the end, I'm glad you've seen it, bro. I probably know you. Fuck you for stalking me. I don't know. Can't lie. And yeah, the weirdest thing is that person will get the most value out of this video. But that's how I'm going to improve my mental health. It'll get me absolutely jacked, and my life will be better in general. I'll update you in 2 weeks when I give you some fucking feedback. Without further ado, bro, have a good session. Let's hope you hit the gym today. Don't skip legs. My editor told me to don't skip fucking legs. And I will see you later.